Alrighty guys, brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards just got announced. We got new boss monsters, the Generaiders, and on top of that, Evil Eye is getting some new support as well, and these are all coming out in Photon Hypernova. Alright, getting started with the new Evil Eye support cards here. So we have Basilclock, Familiar of the Cursed Eye, or Basiltrice, the Familiar of the Evil Eye, which is a level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster, 1000 attack, 2000 defense points, and it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the card effect is if this card is in your hand or graveyard and you control an Evil Eye monster. As a quick effect, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. The second part of the effect is during your opponent's turn, you can, as a quick effect, immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one Evil Eye monster using materials you control. And when you do, you can treat Evil Eye equipped spells you control as Evil Eye monsters and use them as material. That's a very, very interesting effect. I haven't seen anyone play Evil Eyes in a super long time. They're basically kind of like you equip it and it becomes like some sort of like immunity monster. It's kind of pseudo boss. Anyways, next up we have Evil Eye Resurrection, which is a brand new normal spell card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is you get to send an Evil Eye monster and an Evil Eye spell/trap from your deck to the graveyard. Add one Evil Eye equip spell from your deck to your hand. Also, for the rest of the turn, each time you activate a non-Evil Eye card or effect, you lose 500 life points. The second part is, if you link summon an Evil Eye monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard to equip one Evil Eye equip spell from your graveyard to one Evil Eye link monster you control. Okay, so that's actually pretty decent for the effect. I mean, you get to dump a spell and trap and a monster, and then you get to add an equip spell from your deck to your hand. So it's basically cycling through 3 different cards. That's a pretty big effect. And on top of that, you get the bonus of the equip that you send later down the line. I think this is actually a pretty good effect. Now, I haven't played Evil Eyes in a really long time. I was even kind of like surprised it even got a monster that was linked that people actually use. I saw this deck for like basically 1 week. I think it has basically fallen off the planet. I have not seen one person play Evil Eye in a really, really long time. But for those of you guys that have played Evil Eye or know the archetype, does this actually make the deck good? Because this is an insanely powerful effect for any archetype to be able to dump one, you know, a part of like the monster and another spell and trap, and then you get the bonus effect. I think it's actually looking pretty good for them. But again, it's been so long. I don't think that they're a deck designed around like, you know, 10 negates, you know, turn 1. But nonetheless, that's just kind of the way Yu-Gi-Oh is in terms of like, is it actually good? Okay, so speaking of good, let's check out these new boss monsters. So we first off have Vara Sidir, the of the Generaider bosses. So this is the artwork on this card. 2500 attack, 2500 defense points, and it looks like it's going to be a level 9 fire fairy. Okay. So it says you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is you can only control one Vara side here of the Generaider bosses. The second part is if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send one other Generaider card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You know, this part doesn't really matter because you're probably going to use it as Exceeds material, so that's good. And then the third part is if this card is special summoned, you get to special summon one Generaider monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Varsidia of the Generaider bosses. This is a fantastic card for Generators, like just being able to dump one, get this card out, and then bring one out from the graveyard instantly, and then you just succeed with it. This is like almost free material every single turn to just go into whatever you need to go for. That's really, really powerful. All right, let's check out the other one, which is going to be Leviathan, Generaider Boss of the Shadows. Okay, so new super cool artwork on this card. 2500 attack, 2500 defense points. It's gonna be a rank 9 fairy exceeds effect monster. Maybe this is why they hit Herald of Orange Light, because all of these like brand new fairies are coming out. Okay, because if you guys haven't checked out OCG dropped its ban list, and yeah, they banned a lot of fairy stuff. Next up, 2500 attack, 2500 defense points, 2+ level 9 monsters, and it says you can only control one Leviathan Generaider Boss of Shadows. The second effect is all monsters your opponent controls lose 1000 attack and defense. So basically, kind of like a pseudo 3500, pretty decent stats. The third effect, as a quick effect, you contribute this Exceed monster summon card to special summon one non-fairy generated Exceed monster from your extra deck. Then you can attach cards from the field and or graveyards to it as material up to the number of materials this card had. That is pretty good, just being able to absorb like double cards, and you don't even have to like detach to get this effect over here. That's a very interesting effect that you just tribute this. It has to be Exceed summon though, that's important. I wonder if, is it XYZ's Reborn? Does that count as Exceed summon? I'm gonna have to double check on that one, because this could actually be a pretty good effect. What is it? Is it XYZ Reborn, right? Does it count as Exceed Summon? Oh, it doesn't count as an Exceed Summon. That's unfortunate. That would have been a pretty cool combo that I thought about just off the top of my head. Now, I'm curious to see what are the other Generator Exceed monsters. It doesn't say ignoring summoning conditions, though, which is the unfortunate part. But looking at the other Generator boss monsters, do we only have one other Exceed monster for them? They literally only have one other card. Okay, so the Generator Boss of Eternity over here, you only control one of them. It gains, let's see, its original attack and defense become 1,000 times its materials, and I guess at 2 materials you'd be, 2,000. As a quick effect, you detach one material from this card. Each player draws one card. Then each player that drew attaches one card from their hand or field to this card. Okay, so then he gets to get even stronger. Okay, so that could be interesting. I mean, I like this effect more than anything because if we have 2, you tribute it and then you can just absorb 2, and then both players get to maybe attach more to it. Interesting effect. I'm not sure if I would consider this insanely powerful. However, I will definitely consider the Sidir, the Generator of Bosses. This is a pretty decent card. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the new cards. You guys can let me know yours down below. How are Evil Eyes and Generators looking to you guys? Again, I haven't really seen too many people be playing this, to be honest, but I still think because most of these decks don't incorporate lots of negates, it'll probably just be something that it's just like people try it out for a day or 2 and then it'll phase off. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you want to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh videos, subscribe, turn the bell so you don't miss out on new content, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.